There's a new retractable pen in town, guys. It's true. It is so true. And it's affordable. I'm talking about this retractable pen right here, the Endless Creator. You might know them more for their notebooks, such as this one. So you've got leather notebooks. There's storyboard notebooks, which are really fabulous. So it's retractable. It's not awkward at all. It's kind of built like the Pilot Decimo or the Pilot retractable pens. In fact, I have that here as a comparison, but we'll do that in a second. First, I'm going to show you what the Creator arrived in its box. So this is the outer sleeve. Let me slide that off. And here's the box it came in. Very simple setup here. I prefer that because it's when you get way into the very complicated type of packaging that seems to be when the price goes up. So it was only a natural option for Endless to create a pen to go with their notebooks. And I think it's actually pretty great. You know, I've been writing with it for a few months now. I haven't had a problem with the nib drying out at all. It's a smooth writer, but this nib is actually different from most offerings of other nibs. I mean, it comes in all the nib size, like, you know, fine, broad, medium. This one is a fude nib. I don't know if you can see it in this video. What if I put it like in front of my shirt sleeve, maybe? You can see that it does curl up slightly. So it gives your writing just a little bit of flair, a little bit of fancy, you know, a nice touch. I'm going to take it apart for you so you can see exactly what's going on with it. It's not like super complicated either to put together in ink and all that stuff. I don't have it inked at the moment. I actually cleaned it recently. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this apart like this. So this is the end of the barrel. This part covers the end of, so here's the other part with the clip. There's a nib. It's so tiny. It's like a little baby nib. So here's a cover that covers the converter. By the way, it's a cartridge converter. The converter also comes out, and here's your nib, whatever you want to call it, the nib section thing. I have like a major brain fart just now. So nib unit, thank you very much. You're welcome. It's like not complicated to fill. You just put this in there. I did this part into the ink and just, you know, that's it. Simple as could be. So let me put this back together. This fits on it perfectly. You know, it covers up that. And it also has an arrow here right over the nib. So you know, I mean, it's completely foolproof, what direction to put that nib. Obviously, you would follow with the clip. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Anyway, let me put the back of this barrel back on. That, and then of course it's retractable. So if you could look in there, there is like a little trap door with a spring in it, and it opens and closes. It's actually not a very complicated pen. It's extremely easy to use. Next to the Pilot Vanishing Point, there you go. The difference between these two pens is that you've got the Pilot retractable pen, which is, I want to say, between $150 and $200. The Endless Creator is $50. So if you don't want to spend the money on that and you would like something a little more affordable, this is a really good option. I'm just saying. So here they are next to each other, roughly about the same size. When the nib is when it's out, again, they're still about roughly the same size. The nibs are both tiny. The difference between the nibs is this is a steel nib. This is a 14 karat gold nib. So the nib material is different, and that could also attribute to the higher cost of this pen. Although I will say that the Pilot retractable pen, it is a solid pen. It's a wise investment. It's metal, lots of metal components. This one, on the other hand, the Creator, is plastic or resin. My bad, it's resin. So that's why the materials that go into making this pen are a little more inexpensive, but the price is really good. For $50, you get a really solid pen. And it's not uncomfortable. It is faceted. So the grip section is the only thing that I found to be okay. I found that I grip the pen more higher up near the clip than I do closer to the nib, which I didn't find to be a problem. The clip didn't bother me at all, but I thought it wrote really nice. For a pen that is, under $100, and you could pretty much take it anywhere, and it writes really well on their paper. It's not a bad deal. Next, let's take a look at the unboxing and inking of this pen, and I'll come back and we'll talk a little more about it. So. So what I meant to say about the material it's made out of, it is actually made out of high grade ABS. I'm not quite sure exactly what that is. And I know that some of you guys are going to write in the comments like, oh my gosh, you're like reviewing a pen and you don't know what you're talking about. I do like doing this. I do this all day long. Yeah, it's a plastic material. I guess the high grade ABS, maybe it's a little more sturdy where it won't crack and break as easy. I don't know. I trust that they know what they're doing with this material, but to me, it's plastic. It's plastic. For $50, I think it's a good deal, to be honest with you. I think it would be cool if they came out with other colors besides black. Maybe like red. I'm kind of partial red. Yellow would be cool. There's lots of possibilities with this. So I think different colors would be cool. You can find your endless creator at Appelboom, and that's who sent this over to me to play with, Appelboom. And again, it costs about $50 US. I think it's a really fun pen. I like that it's affordable. I like that it performs very well. So I do recommend it as an inexpensive alternative to the Pilot Vanishing Point. That's really all I have to say about this pen. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for joining me for this look at the Endless Crater, and that's how the ink flows.